I absolutely love old hardware, and this is Second Opinion Games! And I am still playing the Wii U. And before I get started in this video, right now in the comment box down below, I want you to put either your most underrated or your favorite Wii U game. So, let's start the show.
Second Opinion Games.
Now you might be happy to know the Wii U online community is still actually there. For example, I could jump straight into a game of Splatoon 1 whenever the heck I feel like it, if I happen to feel like it. I'm actually really bad at this game, but I gotta admit the graphics are pretty good. Mario Kart 8, also, I could jump straight into a game and play anytime I want. It's always easy to find friends or other people from around the world to play against. I'm also not the best at this game. Maybe if they had Mario Kart 64 on here, I could play online against people and probably also lose because some people just play that game way too freaking much. And Smash Brothers, oh yeah, can you better believe that this is still online for excellent gameplay and one-on-one fights galore. You can team up with a whole bunch of people if you want, but things get a little too confusing for me. Now, how about a little bit of Tekken? Well, sad to say that I've been playing for about an hour, and I got in exactly one match, and it felt a little bit glitchy with some slowdown, and the other person wasn't even fighting at all. Also, Poke Tournament, this fighting Pokemon game, I couldn't get anyone to play with me in a full hour. Sonic and Sega's All-Star Racing Transformed, also, I couldn't find a single person to play against. Now, Club Nintendo was a little weird. It showed tons of statistics and different attributes here, but when I tried to get into a game after 2 solid hours, I couldn't get in anything. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there was still some games that are being played, and maybe I'm just getting on at the wrong time, but honestly, I can't figure out what to do here in order to get into a match. Maybe I have to join some type of online community where people just get together to play Wii Sports. I would not be surprised if that exists, but I just can't seem to find it. Avengers Battle for Earth is one of those games by Ubisoft, so it has that Uplay thing going on. I'm really not into that scene, but you know what, it's still great to play with friends, and this is certainly one of the most underrated gems on the entire system. This game came out for other systems as well, whether it be like the Xbox 360 or PS4 or Xbox One, but it plays by far and away the best on the Wii U, and it can be had for like $2, so if you don't have this one already, well, get it. And also, Fast Racing Neo, again, I haven't been able to get onto a single match with anyone after waiting for about an hour. Again, there might be some type of community out there to turn to, but for me, I just can't find it. So what other reason would you have to possibly be playing the Wii U? Well, some games just play better on the Wii U than any other console. For example, Legend of K here. This was a PS2 game that was remade for the Wii U. Now you can find it on other modern consoles, so probably this was a bad example. But what about Deus Ex? Well, this plays so much better on the Wii U than even on the PC. Everything has been rebalanced and it's just a much more fun game. This Scribblenauts Games also are terrific, and because of the Wii U touchpad, entering in your game-breaking ideas, well, this is pretty genius as well. Each of these games are sort of free-floating. You can kind of do whatever you want. Scribblenauts Unlimited just has you solving tons of problems, and I just like making up weird stuff. Luckily, my spelling is horrible, and the game has a little bit of a spell correct, so that really helps me out. Scribblenauts Unmasked is one of those DC comic book things. So once the license probably falls apart, well then you're probably not going to be able to play it on any downloadable service like the Xbox One might have, and it's pretty great in its own. There's also games in the Darksider series and Batman games and even Mass Effect 3 that are much better played on the Wii U than any other console. So honestly, for those type of games, it's a lot of fun to play. And even some of the Assassin's Creed games are on here too, like Assassin's Creed 3. I recommend giving that one a try when you get a chance. The Wii U game also had plenty of 2D games that were just terrific. For example, Super Mario Maker, that's right, the original, and using the stylus makes making levels a lot of fun. On the Nintendo Switch, with the far superior Super Mario Maker 2, it becomes really difficult to make exactly what you want to make using the controllers. Sure, you could use your finger on the touchpad, but even that doesn't feel super precise, so using the stylus pen really is great for making your levels exactly the way you want them. And also, when I think the Nintendo Wii U, I think an excellent Nintendo D-pad, which means games like Shovel Knight, with all of their extra DLC already there, are terrific games. And this guy is just super overpowerful. I can't believe that I still die like all the time with them though, but it's still a lot of fun. The graphics here are really cool. Ducktales is also one of the best games on the system. With all the returning voice actors came out of the nursing home and into the recording studio to craft a great storyline in a classic game. And also, if you're looking at Shantae Half Genie Hero by Way Forward, well, it's the best played on the Wii U of any single console. And yeah, I'm including like the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's all about the D-pad with the Wii U. So what about the download games? Well, how about Shantae Risky's Revenge? This came out before Half Genie Hero, and I believe it was originally a tablet game, and you know what? It plays so much better on the Wii U. And this game is actually so good with great writing and incredible storyline, jumping in and out of the backgrounds and whatnot, that I actually got stuck playing it for many more hours than I should have, meaning that it completely threw off my schedule to the point where I had to rush the rest of the recordings for this video because this game is freaking amazing. That game not weird enough for you? Well, how about Stick It to the Man? On a side note, well, people always say that I'm the man, and that's why I'm always getting it stuck to, and now I'm very sticky. Try and get that image out of your head. Now, this is a very interesting game with a very unique art style. You could either play it with the controller on the TV screen, or much better playing it on the Wii U tablet itself. Then you could use the stylus to move your little arm thing coming out of your head to read people's minds and also grab onto platforms. It seems simple at first, but it gets really creative and nuts. I really like this one. But How to Survive is the ultimate survival horror game. Now, if you don't like survival horror games, well, this one will change your mind. And if you do like this style gameplay, well, you're gonna fall in love with it. It's all about management, resources, and crafting new weapons here. You could also make some armor and try to survive on this island. Or actually, it's quite a few islands. But if you don't want to jump into the full-fledged story, which is actually extremely well written, well, then you could also go into a mode where you just try to survive. It's a terrific game through and through. But I am not done yet, because the downloadables also gets even cooler with the original Wild Gunman from the NES. Now, you don't have a light gun zapper that works on your modern big screen TV, but you could still play Wild Gunman at least, and that's something, and it's really tough to play with the Wiimote, but it's still a great game, so you gotta give it a try. So now we can start talking about the Wii U's exclusive games, most notably Mario 3D World, and I'm sure that they're going to get around to porting this one over to the Nintendo Switch just when they actually have time in their busy schedule of dumping all these freaking games out for it. And when there's a low point, I'm sure we'll see it, and it will be just as great. But you know what? I don't think we'll see a different version of Star Fox, and it's definitely a Star Fox game, but what I like more is Star Fox Guard. This actually uses your tablet to switch between different security cameras to blow apart little robots that happen to look like Rob from the original NES days. It's a terrific game, and I can't believe that this one wasn't the headliner in this combo pack, even if it is somewhat generic. You power up your weapons as you play through, and you're always in these intense battles. It just feels awesome, and I love the concept of continuously looking up from the TV screen to down to my screen. Nintendo Land is also one of the best multiplayer games for this system. Now, you have to gather everyone in your own living room to have a bit of a party to do it, but when you do, people will have a great time. Sadly, it's not online, and they didn't really have voice chat working that well on the Wii U anyway, so I don't mind just having fun with my friends. But don't worry, you can also play with yourself too. I mean, in the game, there's plenty of single-player games here, including a Zelda one that is really fun to play and has quite a few levels to it. So there's plenty to be seen. Mario Color Splash is also a game that can be played. Honestly, it's not that good. But another game that involves tons of colors is Kirby Rainbow Curse. Now you're gonna have to use your tablet for this one, so most likely it will never be ported over to the Nintendo Switch to draw different lines and move Kirby to different areas. This plays actually much better than you could possibly think, and the graphics here are really cool with a somewhat Play-Doh art style. It's kind of neat. If you want to play a game that's a little bit more arcadey, well then there is Tank Tank Tank. And I believe this was actually a port of an arcade game. It's a lot like UFO Earth Defense Force, where you just blow apart aliens and creatures and giant robots, and it's dumb fun, but you know what? I absolutely love it. There's also a local multiplayer aspect here, so blowing apart friends is a good time, even if the controls are extremely simple, which means kids that are really young can hold their own just as much as adults that actually know what the heck they're doing. And Fatal Frame is a freaking scary experience that is gorgeous on the Wii U, and because of the weird control scheme while using the tablet, well, you know you're never going to see this ported over to any other console, unless Nintendo does something a little outside the box for their next console down the road, but I'll save that for the very end. And Wonderful 101. This is like Pikmin 3 on crack, where Pikmin 3 is also an exclusive that hasn't yet made it to the Switch. I think it one day will, but Wonderful 101 is you controlling superheroes to create hands and swords and slash things around, constantly picking up different people and making them temporary superheroes. If this looks amazing, it's because it is. And if it looks confusing to control, well, you know what? Just a little bit, but you kind of get used to it. The art style here is terrific, and it is definitely one of the best games on the console. So the Wii U, should you actually get one in current year? Well, absolutely. If it wasn't for the exclusive games or the terrific 2D games, well, the downloadable ones like How to Survive will just keep you playing all the time. And I'd even talk about Binding of Isaac. Yeah, you could probably buy it on something else. But what about the games that are super cheap that actually play better on the Wii U than other consoles like Mass Effect 3 or Deus Ex or the Scribblenauts games? This is a terrific game system. Now, my idea is that in the future, Nintendo is going to have the new Switch Super Ultra Edition type of thing that will actually stream to your television as well, so then they could try out some of the different ideas of porting these old games over to it, so you know it could just print more money and use both screens at the same time. I'm pretty sure that's the direction that the company's leading to. Also, they have to come up with a better type of stylus idea than using your finger on that touchpad for the Switch. It doesn't really feel that effective, and it marks it all up with smudges and stuff. Just makes it absolutely awful. But the Nintendo Wii U is a terrific console that is extremely underrated, and I'm pretty sure everyone will love once they actually play it. So it's just talking people into playing it. And I cannot stop playing mine. It's one of my favorite consoles of all times, and I have plenty more to play with it. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching.
Let's dance.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I had a great time making it because I got to play the Wii U for like 30 freaking games. This is the most I've ever recorded for one of my videos, and I absolutely loved playing the Wii U every second of this. So hopefully you guys will stick around, hit that subscribe button, because my channel is on fire with content that absolutely no one else in their right mind would make, because I am freaking crazy, and also I have tons of games, and I play all on original hardware. So if that's what you're interested in, well then stick around, because there is lots more to come. So until later, I will see you again, guys.